Alright, so what I got here is a rear disc brake conversion kit. So he has drum brakes on here, and this kit number, it's from performanceonline.com, Poly Inc. Okay, the part number is RDBK8898. So basically what you get here is some calipers that go on a 80 to 85 Cadillac Seville, which they sent with missing one pin bolt, so I had to go up to O'Reilly's and pick that up. And other than that, they give you some, I think these are 12-inch rotors. They give you some brackets for the calipers, some brake lines to go to those, and some miscellaneous hardware. And they give no instructions other than online, which are very vague and not specifics on this truck. So that's kind of why I'm making this video. Hopefully people will find it if they've bought this kit, and it'll work out if I can get this bolted on and all working. These are the emergency brake lines, which are insanely long, so I'm hoping the ones that are on it will work. Haven't been posting in a while. I've gone through quite a bit lately. I've had multiple surgeries in like the last 6 months, and my dad passed away a little bit ago, so I've had to take some time and go to get all that stuff handled. Anyway, I'm driving the Corvette today. Have not gotten to work on it like I've wanted to, but anyway, let me get to it. Okay, so got the drum taken off of both sides. This wheel cylinder's been leaking, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this brake line and the other brake line on the other side, and then we're gonna have to take off the rear differential cover and pull the clips out to remove the axles. Alright, so to get these axles out, you need to take out this little bolt on the carrier. It's on one side. Pull that all the way out, and you should be able to reach back behind there and slide the pin out like that. Now I'm going to spin this around. Whoops. Put the pin back in for a second. Okay, you don't want to spin this after you pull the pin out, because these will turn. Alright, so once your pin is out of the center there, you'll see that you can push the axle in, and it literally lets that little C-clip drop out, and you just grab a magnet, pull it out of there. You can do the other side. Oh, I heard that one fall. So it dropped right down there in the bottom. Okay, now I think what I'm gonna do, I'll slide the axle out. but I'll try to slide this pin back in there just so it stays lined up. Okay. Now we can just slide the axles out. Just like that. Let a little bit of the oil come off of it. Alright, now that the axle's out, I unhooked the emergency brake cable, and on these you just have to push these little tabs in to get it to push out that hole there. And we're going to undo these 4 bolts and slide this whole thing off as one assembly. I'm just going to take these 4 out. Now this whole thing should come off. Should. I think I got everything loose. This one might be a little stuck on there, so we'll get to persuade it a little bit. There we go. That's your whole assembly right there. Okay, so on this kit, this is a very poor kit from what I'm finding out. So these holes are not big enough, so I have to get a 9/16 drill bit and drill each one of these out, which I have done because there's no instructions to tell you what to do on this thing. So I put the rotor on to find out what spacing I needed, and you'll see here, you go on your bracket's going to go facing the back on the inside of your axle flange. Now to figure this out, you know, it's an offset bend in the bracket. It's going to be facing towards the inside of the truck for it to line up with your rotor once it's on. Now your axle has a specific position that it stays in. It can change varying. I actually put the pin back in, or the little C-clip on this side, and the pin back in, so I would know exactly where the rotor was going to sit, so I could figure out where this bracket was going to sit along with the caliper. So this kit, kind of a universal, I guess, but it made to fit this truck. And the other thing is going to be the issue of the brake lines. So this one, they have a banjo style connection, so they give you a brake line. Well, first off, that's fine, but it's actually not, because your brake line is way up over to the back side of this. It needs to be about here for your brake line to come over and connect, or at least that's what they show. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take the rotor back off, take the caliper off. I'm gonna bolt the bracket on where it needs to go, which is right there. I just need to bolt it down, and then I'm gonna put the rotor back on, bolt this down, run the pins through it, and this side will be done except for the brake line. So I'm gonna get that one done, and then we'll go over and get the other side finished up. Okay, so what I decided to do Let's face this going up and around, because they're fairly short hoses, and just twisted the hard line facing that way and connected it. Now I'm just going to put a bracket around the bottom of it, around the axle tube to secure it, and that will be it for this side, other than the emergency brake. And I will figure out something else. We'll either figure out how to use these, or we'll use the ones they sent. My kid's over there working on another car, so it's probably hard to hear me, but we got the bracket on here, and we're going to put the axle in with the rotor on it and bolt the caliper up. Alright, so I've been playing around with the emergency brake cable, and the stuff that they gave me for this kit will not work, because all the bracketry is wrong for this to fit on here. All these two are the same, so for a bolt-on kit, this was definitely junk. If you do get this kit, you're going to make sure you have the tools to do it. So basically I had to grab the end of the brake cable with a pair of pliers and cut it with the saw over here. That right there, I just grabbed the end of this and then cut it right there on the through the wire onto it, which that goes shooting off, and then the cable will try to go back up into this, so it becomes a big pain in the ass to try to get it to work. But it is doable, and you just use a cable clamp right there. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to finish this side, and then we're going to bleed the brakes. Okay, so bleeding the brakes on this, if you're alone, you just loosen that bleeder screw, stick a hose on it, and run it into a bottle. Put that hose down into some brake fluid, and then you go and pump the brakes 5-6 times. Check your fluid level, and then fill it up and do it again a couple times. So we've done that side. I'm going to come around to this side and do it. Alright, so on the emergency brake cable, we had the little clamp on it. I don't know where it went, but when I went and stepped on it, I set them a couple times and it slid the end of it off. So I went out and I got a cable stop like this, kind of like a little barrel nut type deal. Tighten the crap out of it onto the cable, and then soldered the end of it there to keep it from being able to slip. And I've stepped on them, set the brake multiple times now, and everything's working the way it should. My honest review of this kit, it's not a complete kit. It's not a kit made for this truck. It's a kit made for someone that can come up with different ideas and different ways to make it work. So hopefully this video will help somebody if they've got this kit, or if they want to buy this kit. Just be prepared for things to not work the way they should, and you're going to be left over with a ton of stuff that didn't work for this truck. So I actually think this would be an older style, like a 76. This would work on the 76 along with this, but none of it worked for a 90 other than the brackets in the caliper, and then you have to custom make this. Your e-brake or your brake line, what I ended up doing, it was just twisting it. But anyway guys, hope you all liked the video. If you do, go ahead and go down, click the like button and subscribe. I'm gonna be uploading some other videos about some other vehicles, but probably not done with this one. We'll see. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.